Here's what's cooking on today's Sports Stove Local Hour. We are previewing EKU offensive line, defensive line, and, well, we're probably just going to have a little chat with some of Rhino's friends tonight as well. That's what's cooking on today's Sports Stove Local Hour.
McKinney looks, steps into pocket, throws, open receiver, touchdown! Colonels, we're not done yet!
Our identity is we're going to press for 40 minutes, we're going to play up-tempo, we're going to play with unbelievable passion, and then our brand is the most exciting 40 minutes in sports.
Welcome into an all-new edition of the Sports Stove Local Hour presented by All Around Roofing. If you have needs on the exterior of your home, whether it's roof, siding, windows, gutters, or anything else on the outside, you can go to allaroundroofingky.com, find more information, get them to come out for a free quote, and look at your issues. It's another Monday night, and that means it's time to talk EKU football. I'm Vince Stover, and I'm joined as I am every Monday, or almost every Monday at the very least, by the one and only Ryan Jackson, fresh off of some time away. How was that time away?
It was good. I got to go back home for the 4th to go see my family. The best thing was I got to go play cards with my grandma and mom, and my girlfriend, she came too. So we got a couple rounds of spades in, and we also went to this little indoor putt place in Nashville. For anybody who ever goes to Nashville, I got to find it out. I think it's called the Putt Shack. It was awesome. It had interactive golf and a bar for my dad but yeah, it was fun. The questions, there was 9 holes. There was one that was truth or dare. It was putt forward, cut pong, all type of cool fun stuff.
Very cool. Did you get a little hairdo?
Yeah. I got my hair done.
Oh yeah, very nice, very nice. I did not get to that this weekend, but nonetheless, hey man, we got a fun show. We got some guys that have been around with you for a while going to be joining us here in just a moment. We got Vincent Munlin and Gabe Fletcher coming on. Coach Eric Ravellette, one of the newest coaches on the staff, will join us a little bit later to talk offensive line as well. Ryan, last night I spent an hour and 45 minutes talking with Matt Jackson. We were doing a recording for the documentary coming up on Matthew's life and career so far. And I will tell you, it's just like old times with him. Nothing changes ever with Matthew. He was ready to talk, and we got into some good stuff on his story. So it's exciting. We've started that recording process. Hopefully by the end of August, we'll be dropping episodes for the Matthew Jackson unnamed documentary. We do not have a name for it yet, but hopefully we'll be getting that at least the first episode dropped by the end of August. And I think it's going to be great, man. He shared some phenomenal stuff from his time at EKU, the transition to Coach Wells, from the Coach Elder staff, and the process of getting ready for the draft and all that kind of stuff, along with his early life and things like that too. So it's going to be fun. I'm getting really, really excited about that, and looking forward to continuing to get interviews recorded for that as well. So be on the lookout for that. We'll continue to promote it as it gets near, and make sure people know where they can find it at as well from there. All right, let's get things started. Let's talk to some guys. I'm a little nervous, to be honest with you, Ryan. Once we get into some of these guys that have been around you for a long time, you never know what you're going to get. Hopefully, everyone has kept their pants, as we talked about with Kylan a couple of weeks ago. So who knows what we're going to learn about today. So we're going to first bring on this guy, probably the best name on the team would be my guess. He's an offensive lineman. He's been around for a little bit. He's Vincent Munlin. What's going on, man? I cannot hear you. Uh-oh. Is that me or Ryan? Can you hear him?
No.
Uh-oh. Oh no. Hey, back out and come back in. Go completely away, click on the link and come back in. While we're waiting for that, he's got a great name, but we're just going to work on the technical difficulties. While we're waiting on him, let's bring in a fellow D lineman, and the one and only Gabe Fletcher. What's up, Gabe?
How you doing?
Doing good. We can hear you. That's good. So D lineman 2, O lineman 0 at the moment when it comes to technology. Yeah. So Oh man. All right. So let's start with the D line while we got you guys here, and we'll get Vincent on here in just a second. But Gabe, I mean, you guys got a D line that's got a bunch of guys that have been around for at least a couple of years, and several of you guys have been around for more than that. So how cool is it to have that consistency in the room?
I feel like we're just blessed. Not everybody have that. Everybody usually get like transfers and people come in and out, but we just got the same people. We know each other like the back of our hands for real.
I love it. Vincent, how you doing, man?
I'm doing good. How are you? Sorry about that. My thing was all jacked up.
It's all good, man. It's all good. Hey, thanks for being with us. I've talked about having you on the show for all last year, and I don't think we ever got to you last year, and I apologize for that, but we're glad that you're here.
I appreciate you having me too.
Yeah,
appreciate you
definitely. Us Vinces have to stick together in this world.
Yes, we do.
Yeah. Now you're a junior, so I'm assuming your dad is Vincent as well.
Yes, sir.
That's cool. I was named after Vince Lombardi, so my dad.
Oh, you were? I got you.
Yeah. So
yeah,
it's a good life. It's a good life. Vincent, talk to us about the O-line a little bit. And you know, we're gonna have your O-line coach on in just a second. Let's start with that. Change over from O-line. You had Losi gone. We finally got rid of him. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. No, but Losi was gone. You got a new coach in. Be careful. He's going to hear what you say. But how's that transition going?
Oh, yeah. I think it's been actually really good, honestly. I mean, coming off of Coach Losi, Coach Losi was an amazing coach. And just coming off of him and having a kind of a complete change and having the way we do things kind of more simplified and everything. And I just think how he's coming in, I think how can I put it? The way Losi set everything up, got us prepared for him. So the way he's coming in now and all that stuff, it kind of flows in, if that makes sense. And everybody's just buying into it. All the freshmen are buying in. We're all getting the freshmen along. He's simplifying for the freshmen and everything. So I just think it's going to be pretty good for the O-line. Not saying again, Coach Losi did an amazing job. I just think that right now we got something good going. We do, like we always have been, but we got something good going.
Gabe, same thing for you. Change at D-line coach this year with Coach Hawk out and Coach Mathis in. We've talked with Ryan about it, but how's your take been on that transition?
I feel like it was a smooth transition. Coach Mathis came in, like we had Coach Hawk for like most of our college career, so we just had only one point of view of learning things in one way. Coach Mathis came in, he put his little spin on it, and it made like football become more simpler for me. Like I feel like he made football a little bit more simpler for me. So yeah, I feel like with his coaching and then adding coach onto top of with his coaching added on top of Coach Hawkins, I feel like we're just gonna have an amazing season. Everybody's gonna be dominant on D-line.
Love it. All right, so here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna get all the football stuff out of the way, and then I'm gonna turn it over to Ryan and let you guys go for a few minutes. All right. So let's go back to the O-line, Vincent. Same thing. You've got actually a fair amount of camaraderie with the guys that are back at the O-line too. You didn't lose a ton. Josiah Ezreem, of course, is gone into the NFL. And then at the end of the day, though, you got Peyton back, you're back, John Stone's back. You got guys who were here last year, played some things like that as well. How has that having that last year? You guys had pretty much the same five all season. So that was kind of rare for you guys because before that it seemed like a lot of injuries and just
and by us all being together like that, just it all flows together and it just trickles off to the young guys too, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And it just helps everybody buy in, honestly. It honestly helps. It just for the young guys to see older guys and just seeing how it's supposed to look and how it's supposed to be and how we do things here. It's just overall just a good thing we got going. It's all good all the way around.
Who's the guy on the O-line that you've seen in that room that you've seen make the biggest step forward from last season to currently this summer?
Let's see. I would say Kyler Edwards, honestly. Kyler Edwards, he been backing up Josiah and Peyton this whole time. And this spring, Peyton was out for this spring, and he took over at that left tackle position. And he just had a he just broke out, honestly. I mean, Collar's had a few injuries here and there, and then by him just being able to buy in this spring, I mean, I'm just excited for him. I can't wait to see him this camp, and I can't wait to see him during the season this year.
Man, I love that. Playing at guard, what's the biggest communication thing you have to do with the tackle next to you?
Biggest thing that we got to talk about is just basically that outside guy. Basically, you understand what I'm saying? That outside guy coming off that edge, man. We gotta make sure we get that guy. We got to make sure that we connect. Like me and Peyton, man. Peyton's my guy, man. Like me and Peyton, I've been looking up to Peyton. I've been backing up Peyton for I don't know how long at the left tackle position, and then when they finally moved me over to guard, it just kind of worked out, if that makes sense. And we kind of knew all the stuff that he had at tackle because I was behind.
Yeah.
What the heck? Because I was behind him. Sorry, my computer messed up. Because I was behind him, and just being able to move, and then moving next to him, just understanding everything he did and all that stuff, it just all flowed, if that makes sense.
So, Ryan, what I heard was you don't have to worry about the inside guy. All we got to worry about is the outside guy.
I mean, we got John Stone in the middle, so okay. I trust John Stone.
Oh man, I love it. All right, let's flip over to the D-line for a second. Gabe, again, you've got guys like Ryan that's been around, D-Bake. Marvion's been around for a little bit now. Jeremiah Bailey came in as a young guy, and he's still young compared to you guys, but he's an up and comer. He's really, really good football player. You got other guys in the room that have been around just like you and Ryan too. So that camaraderie, have you seen the same thing with what Vincent was talking about, the O-line, of having that, be able to have that consistency plus being able to pass that on down to the young guys?
Yes, sir. We have a thing with consistency, and then when people don't like my fault. I'm sorry. I'm kind of nervous. Hold up. Let me. I feel like we have the best camaraderie. I think we're a player-led D-line right now, and when things break down, go different than we expected, I think we can come together as a group and hold each other accountable and tell each other what's wrong and what's right. But yeah, I feel like we're a good group. We're like each other's leader. We don't have nobody just coaching each other around, bullying each other. We're just a glue. We're trying to make each other grow to be better. Yeah, facts.
I like it. All right. Enough football talk. Ryan, you've known these guys now. You and Vincent, of course, roommates, at least where I assume you still are. Yeah. And I know you and Gabe have been around each other for a while too. All three of you guys have been around each other. So Ryan, take it away. You got at least 12 minutes to run with it. And it's all you, man.
Yeah, these guys are actually some of my best friends on the team. I would say my best friends, and I do love y'all both. So answer these questions great, so I don't look bad. Both of them actually have very interesting majors when it comes to school, because it's not like most football players they come through with a sports management degree. These two actually have some of the most interesting and creative majors that anybody could have. So we'll start with VT first.
Okay.
Explain your major and one of the best classes that you had at EKU.
Okay, so my story's a little crazy. I was an art major, and I had to change over my major because one of the classes didn't flow with football. One of the classes wasn't trying to. They weren't trying to, bottom line. So I just said, you know what, might as well change over. I ended up making art my minor and making general studies my major. But from being in the art program, I would say one of my best classes was probably my pottery class, because I don't usually use my hands when it comes to art in the sense of that making things. I usually draw stuff out and all that different stuff. But I would say that class was the most interesting to me just because it was something different. And I used to make some jacked up clay pots and all that stuff. And if you talk to my mother, she won't tell you. She says she liked them, but she really don't. They're really terrible. So, but that's it.
Now, hold on a second. Let me come back to that. So drawing, pencil drawing, painting, what is a pencil drawing your main thing?
So what I want to do with art, I want to be get into animations and all that different stuff. I want to be because I'm a big anime cartoon fan. Okay. And but I draw with a pencil. I can paint a little bit. I'm decent at painting. But I mainly just draw with a pencil, and I like shading black and white and all that different stuff. I barely color my pictures, if that makes sense, but I need to if I want to get into cartoons.
Yeah. Cool. All right. Sorry. Go ahead.
And now the same question to Gabe.
My major was animal studies for 3 years. Animal studies is where it's different from animal science. Animal science, you study like do surgery on animals and all that. Animal studies is the study of animals and the environment, how they communicate and interact with each other. So that was my study for like 3 years, but then I switched to general studies so I can get into broadcasting and media. So right now I'm working on writing films. I just dropped a movie on YouTube, so I'm writing films, doing all that stuff. And what I do in my career is, you know who Steve Irwin is?
Yeah.
I want to do exactly what Steve Irwin did, but I want to do it better because I feel like I can do it better than his son, honestly.
I was gonna say, he died, right? Steve Irwin. So.
Yeah, but he died.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yes, just don't do it exactly like Steve Irwin. That's all I'm saying.
Better.
I feel
like I feel like my personality is very. I don't know. Everybody loves it. So if I can get on TV and then I can talk about animals because everybody loves animals.
Yeah.
I'm cooking.
So Ryan, what are you thinking? You thinking a weekly segment with Gabe and an animal segment on our show every week?
I think that would be great.
I don't think I can do a weekly show.
I think that would be amazing.
I got
BT has to be there too.
I mean, I'm down.
Yeah, we get
I'll be in the background. I'll be in the cut.
You can draw the animal.
I'll draw the animal he's talking about.
Yeah.
There we go. We'll do it that way.
Got some cooking now.
We got some cooking.
Yeah, future teachers, maybe both of you.
So I don't know about that. I don't know about you.
So Gabe, tell me about your movie, man. Where can we find it at? First of all,
you can find it on YouTube. It's called I forgot the name. I think it's called Production, but it's another YouTube channel is on kom.gabe.
Now, how you forget the name of your own movie, bro?
Because we're working on.
I typed that in the chat.
But it was a past project, so it's like kind of not. It's not the best, but it's my best right now.
The first 3 scenes will have you flabbergasted.
It's
a funny movie. I love it. It's funny.
We've also.
Yeah,
well, I'll find it. I'll share it on our social media and get it out there and make sure people can find it and see it as well.
Okay,
that's incredible. Man, that's awesome. Okay, keep it going, Ryan. What else you got?
They're also just as old as me. We've all been here for 5 years going on, and we've seen how EKU has grown and changed from freshman year to now. What is some advice you would give to not only freshman you, but also like any other freshman coming to the EKU?
Yeah.
Oh, well, see, what I tell my freshman self is it's a marathon, not a sprint. So sometimes I used to get down on myself because all my friends has played longer than me. So like I have an extra year that they don't have, but they played more years and then got more experience than I have. So I tell my young self it's a marathon, not a sprint. Don't get down on yourself. And what I tell incoming freshmen is be yourself. Not everybody know what they're talking about. So if you be yourself and then your coach, you're going to succeed because a lot of people just be talking.
VT?
What I would tell myself is probably, I mean, just like Gabe, we all beat ourselves up. This is not easy. You understand what I'm saying? This is hard what we do every single day. So what I would tell myself, because I know my younger self, man, that man's something else. I would tell him that you're good. That you are good, that you are fine, dude. Like you ain't got it. You are gonna be fine. Like, and I would tell the freshmen too, just like Gabe said, be yourself, man. Because like, I mean, that's all you got is yourself. You feel what I'm saying? I mean, it's a battle with yourself every single day. You feel what I'm saying? And also know your worth. Because I still lack knowing my worth every single day, and I'm still trying to get that every single day. But just know your worth, and even if you don't know your worth, build that and progress into that and knowing your worth.
I like it.
That's facts what he said.
Yeah. Well, now I got more specific questions. This one specifically for VT. You and Peyton got to do a little bit of training this summer.
Mm-hmm.
Willie Anderson?
Yes, Willie Anderson.
How was the Willie Anderson training?
Man, it was a great time, man. I really had a great time. Me and Peyton drove the whole time, so me and Peyton were able to bond a little bit more than off the field and get to know each other a little bit more. But just being around, talk about Mr. Anderson, just being around him and being around somebody that's done it already. Like Mr. Anderson has the opportunity, like he's been in the finals for the Hall of Fame so many times in the last 2 years. And just being around somebody that knows the position and knows what we're going through every single day. And they got me over at right tackle right now. So, and I kind of struggled with it during the spring. So being around him and helping me with my stance and helping me set and everything, it just all helped. And I think it's going to help me for this season. It's going to help. And it definitely added on top of my skills that I have now. So me and him had an amazing time. He'll tell you the same thing. We really enjoyed ourselves.
And for Gabe has a statistic on our defensive line that nobody else on the team has, that he definitely will never let us ever forget about unless someone else does it. Gabe, can you take us through your interception at WCU? Played North Alabama.
All right.
All the emotions that were going through your head.
All right. So look, it was my first year playing. My dad at the game. All my little brothers at the game. So it's my first. I think my second set coming in. I'm getting in. I know it's a play where I just have to contain. So I contain. I hear. No, they said, hey, I go contain. I hear ball because Jeremiah Bailey had tipped the ball, and I don't know why, but I just started taking off. Not taking all in the road. But I feel like after watching the replay, I could have kept running, but I was scared that I was going to drop the ball, so I had to drop the road, and I had to pray to God because it was an interception. Ain't nobody getting no interception. I'm the only one on the team. I was the first person on the team at first to get an interception.
That's not true, actually, at all.
It's not. It's okay. It's okay. You hold that in your head, man.
That's not true at all, actually. Oh, I got one more question for pretty much the group. This is a debate we had freshman year that y'all probably don't even remember, but we never, ever got this solved. Okay. But that's Gabe first. Gabe. Because another fact about all of us is we were all wrestlers in high school.
Yeah.
Gabe, who is the best wrestler out of us?
And that's I say because I've been wrestling for the longest. I wrestled for years, right? And this is my statistic. BT, he didn't go nowhere. He didn't even go to the States, so we're not gonna count him.
It was COVID. Like, what are you talking about, bro? What are you talking about, bro? No.
All right, and
no comment on my no comment. I'm not debating with this. No comment.
He played so.
Bro, because we can go all night with this. I'm not doing it. No, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it.
Because of whatever reason, he didn't get a chance to go to state. So we're not going to. But
whatever reason. He's out. So
yeah, I qualify. Not higher than Ryan, but Ryan had like 5 people to play. You know? Because
again with this.
Yep. That's my conclusion.
What you think, Ryan?
I think the debate will go on until the end of time.
Facts. That's what I think. I mean, unless we just do it.
I say we all have.
After the season. After the season.
I'm retired. They had my better days was in high school.
Oh God, my better days was in high school. It might not go too well, man.
I don't think we'll ever revisit that one.
I don't think so, man. I don't know. We'll think about it. If we remember, we'll go back to it.
But like I said, these two are my absolute best friends. I love them so much, and I don't know what we would do without. We have so many stories we could tell that we really can't tell, but we would have so many stories. It's so much fun, and we've had a great time, bro. And let's go out with a bang. Let's go out with a bang.
Now, Gabe, you need to talk to somebody. I don't know who's in charge of this. You do have the interception in your stats, but in your bio online, it does not mention your interception. It gives you 5 tackles and half a tackle for a loss, but it doesn't say anything about the interception in your bio.
Okay.
So
it doesn't.
Whoever's,
I want to sack more.
It don't bother you.
So I'm gonna just go get another interception again.
Man, yeah.
All right, let me ask you guys this: 3 of you guys out there, let's say they got some issues, and Vincent has to run out there and play some defensive line too, and the ball gets tipped up in the air, and it gets caught. Gabe, since you're the only one with the interception, we're going to do this with you. You get the catch, but you're getting ready to get tackled. Who are you pitching it to? Are you pitching it to Ryan, or are you pitching it to Vincent to take off running?
That's a good question, though.
That's a great
That's a good question.
You can ask this in 2020.
It depends on how much energy they both have left. VT's faster for like 15 yards, but Ryan don't get tired. That's the difference. That depends on what. That's just
a bad difference.
So if you got 20 yards or less, you're going to Vincent. If you're outside the 20,
from the end zone, if
it's a cut, I'm giving it to Ryan. If it's a city, VT. That's a great answer.
All right, Vincent. These guys. All right, let's say they rush into quarterback. They get a sack. Not on you, of course. They rush from the other side. Who has the best celebration? Who's going to have the best celebration for that sack?
Oh, let's see. He don't be having it. Probably is Ryan though. Ryan, I've seen a lot of good celebrations from Ryan. Yep. That's the first thing I thought.
Time out. Gabe has the better celebrations out of the two of us.
No, I can't think of Gabe's right now.
Y'all don't remember? Gabe?
Oh yeah, I do. I forgot about that.
Gabe has so many iconic moments in practice to where if he would have used those in a game,
but we're talking about in a game.
Yeah, in the game.
So Ryan, it's you.
Practice. We're talking about practice. We're talking about game.
We're talking about practice. Then it's definitely game.
You only get better in practice.
Huh?
Ooh.
Like you're fire in practice, bro. You only get better. Now you just got to.
Yeah. That's. I'm saying it right now. This is my breakout year.
Breakout year. You heard it here. So we've got. I got to come up with some kind of phrasing for you there, Gabe. But I know with Kylan, we got worth the wait. We talked about that a couple weeks ago with him. Worth the wait. Gabe, this is your breakout year, man. We're looking forward to it for sure.
What you say?
What?
It's out. We should say doomsday. This is what we say. This breakout year.
I love y'all, man. I love you, Ryan. I love you, Gabe. Appreciate y'all, man.
All right, boys. Here's the deal. I got Coach Rav waiting for us. So we're gonna do this again. With the three of you guys, all three of you guys. Okay. We're gonna do it again. All right. Maybe I've got a couple plans actually for this. I was thinking about a couple different things. We're gonna make it happen. We're gonna sit down in the same room, get some pizza or something, and have an episode at some point. So
I'm down for that.
All right. So breakout year for Gabe. Vincent's gonna keep on building on what he's been building on. Are you? So the plan is for you to play at right tackle this year?
Well, it's kind of. What Coach told me, it's I'm gonna be practicing that right tackle, but I'm also gonna be practicing guard too. So wherever, because our right now right tackle, right guard, and left guard are kind of on
open bounce
right now. So bouncing around, but I'm the verse player right now. So wherever they put me is where I'll play. But I'll be ready for that, whatever.
Very good. Very good. Well, guys, listen, I know we could do this for hours, but like I said, we will do it again. I promise. And appreciate you guys very much. And man, I'm looking forward this season. Just the last few conversations we've had have got me so excited about this season, and really looking forward to supporting you guys out there again this year. And so we'll talk again soon. But VT, I hope I'm allowed to call you that.
Oh yeah, you
Gabe. Okay. All right. Hey, Gabe, appreciate you guys, and we'll talk to you again
soon.
Okay?
You. Yes, sir. All right, y'all. Appreciate you, Ryan.
Thank you, Ryan.
All right. Oh my goodness. I think we could have done that for a very long time, Ryan. I love it. All right, let's get in. Coach Eric Ravellette. He's one of the newest members of the staff, and he joins us now on the Sports Toast. Hey, Coach, how you doing?
I'm great. Thanks for having me. Hey, I will definitely give up my time to get those two back on here and listen to them for another half an hour for sure.
I'm telling you, I've got some big plans for this year, and getting those guys in a room together is now on top of the list.
No doubt, it should be.
So, Coach, welcome to Richmond. Let's talk about that transition. You came in a little later than probably most coaches would like to come in, but obviously the opportunity is pretty awesome, and we're excited to have you. So, how has that transition to Richmond been?
Well, thanks. I'm glad to be here. It's been an adventure so far. It was a whirlwind. I'm still trying to figure out everything goes on around there. Players, it's been me learning one at a time, and and then trying to figure them all out and trying to get to know them. And that's been the battle, really, is trying to, form a bond with some guys. And we only have a couple months to do that in. That's kind of hard, but trying to do as much as we can to get that done, and trying to learn the ins and outs is really hard. But at the same time, it's fun. It's something that I'm excited every day to go in and figure out what's new and what else I can learn the next day.
Now, I know you have a lot of coaching experience. Does it help, though, that Coach Wells has that offensive line background? Obviously, he knows all the players. He's been here with them or recruited them and things like that, too. Does it help at all with that transition that he has that much O-line experience, too?
It depends. Is he watching this thing? If he is, then yeah, it helps a lot. No, it really does. And honestly, Coach Wells was my first mentor. Whenever I came in the coaching world, he was the guy I was under for 2 years through this whole thing. So a lot of stuff that he did back then and what he called stuff and all that kind of transition, and it gave me a base for the last 20 some odd years that I've been doing this. So hopefully it's a good transition to where we can kind of just keep things rolling. And Coach Losey did a great job getting this thing started, and he's got them where they need to be as far as knowledge and everything that goes on. I'm just trying to come in here and give them a little bit of extra and not mess them all up, because we've got a great core coming back that should be very successful.
Now, knowledge is knowledge. Your experience is there. I'm not at all knocking your resume when I ask you this question. What has the transition been like? I mean, you spent time obviously at Western and some different places, but coming from Trine to Eastern Kentucky, there is a little bit of difference, I assume, not in football, but just in the talent level and things like that too. Was there any kind of adjustment period just with that?
Oh yeah, there's an adjustment period no matter where, but at the same time, the big thing that I've really enjoyed right now is being able to work with the guys for the last 3 or 4 weeks that I've been there, and kind of get to see who they are, get to know them a little bit better. And that's the big difference is we get time with the guys and being able to at least get to know them and see what they can do a little bit more right now.
And one of the things that I've heard about you has been you coming in with you were co-offensive coordinator as well. And so coming in with that experience, how does that experience help you directly with O-line? I know you were coaching the O-line too, but how does that, being a part of running the offense, how does that help you with the O-line coaching?
Well, I think it's huge for the fact of I try to teach those guys too what goes on outside of just their little 5-man, 6-man bubble, and what the tight ends, receivers, running backs, quarterbacks, all that are kind of looking at, hopefully, and gives them a better idea of what they're looking at and what should be happening. So hopefully the bigger picture, the more bigger picture you can get, the more you're going to understand the game, the better you're going to understand your position at the same time.
Ryan, go ahead. I got more things, but go ahead, Ryan. What you got?
Yeah. Hey, Coach, I know you were, just like Coach Losey, you were a former player at Western, and I assumed you had at least 1 or maybe 2 games against Eastern. How would you describe the Eastern-Western rivalry?
Well, it's a rivalry that, honestly, whenever I was playing, I didn't think would go away, and it did. We did it. We played, I was 98 and 99, I believe, were the 2 years that I was in that rivalry, or 99 and 2000, were the 2 years I was in that rivalry as a player. And it's something that's really, I was sad to see it go and excited to see it come back, because it's one of those things that's just traditionally both programs, both schools take to heart, and it's something that it's one of those games that it means something to both sides.
Saturday, September the 7th, 7 p.m. at Western this year at Bowling Green.
And I will tell you this, Brian. Funny story is I'm packing up my house right now to come back down there. There's about 2 Western T-shirts that I've kept, and one of them is that Western Eastern rivalry T-shirt. So if that tells you anything, there you go.
Oh man, I forgot to have the bleep out button for any time we mention Western on this show, but it's a family show, so no. Hey, talk to me about the guys in the room. You got, first of all, you have more players at the O-line position than any other position group on the team. I don't know if you knew that or not, but you got 2 more guys than the next group, which is wide receiver. You've got guys with a ton of experience. You've got, of course, the freshmen and guys with less experience as well. So when you looked at the roster, when you were offered the job, what did you see that you said, I'm excited about this? I know it's a lot of opportunity, a lot of great things, whatever, but what's the thing that when you're looking at, you're going, this is what I'm excited about to work with these guys or this group of guys or this guy?
Yeah. Well, like you said, the O-line has so much experience and they know what's going on. It made my transition so far really easier, a lot easier, just for the fact of whenever we talked football, that they could understand what I'm saying, and they could tell me how they used to do it, and it was something where I can make adjustments and say, okay, I can live with that, and we can move that way. I want to make it to where they're playing fast and knowing what they're doing. But the guys that are coming back are bar none some of the best I've seen out there. Like, those guys can take control. And I will say, before taking this job, I was the only one to watch one game because it was the only one that was on YouTube that I could get a hold of, and that was the UK game. All right, I'm sorry, probably another name I shouldn't mention on here, but it was and the communication that they had, the way they were talking, the way they were able to adjust and see what's going on, I was really impressed with, and I knew that those guys knew their football and they'd be all right. And once I come in and change a couple of things, it won't be a big deal because they know what football should be.
Have you seen a positive to having fresh eyes on the room versus, again, we're not knocking Coach Losey at all. But anytime you have fresh eyes, we've talked about this with the DLine, we've talked about it with a few other position groups, but you're fresh eyes on this group. So have you been able to see the positives to, hey, this guy, maybe he kind of fell into a routine or something like that you're able to kind of change things up, or what is that positive to those fresh eyes?
Yeah, no, I think anytime it's hard. Change is hard, and it's hard for those guys. But on the flip side of that is I may say something a little bit differently where all of a sudden it clicks for a guy who wasn't understanding it. All right. Or I may have a different technique that the guy that they couldn't do before. So I have a different technique for him that maybe he can get something done now because it's just a little bit different, or that I have a little trick that I've learned over the years that I can teach them that they didn't have before. It's always a new guy's great for different advice and just different techniques and different way of looking at things. And I think it's with their background and what they have, me coming in, I need to fine tune it. I'm not changing a bunch. I just need to fine tune some things.
I like it. Ryan, what else you got for Coach?
Hey, Coach. Sorry to bring you back to a little bit more of your playing days, but what kind of defensive fronts gave you the most issue as a player, or like a defensive lineman specifically that would give you the most?
As a player, me being center for most of my career, center, and I played a couple years of guard, but really it was a big 3-man front with a big guy in the middle. That was really harder. Once I had a little room, any center, usually once you have room, you're okay. But it's that being able to snap and get into somebody right away was the hardest part of everything. Now, as a coach, I will say things are starting to change with a tight front, basically a head up nose and 2-4 eyes is the defense really kind of gives a lot of trouble right now as far as changing up blocking schemes. You have your rules for a 3-man, you have your rules for a 4-man. And then there's going to be an exception for something else. And that's where that something else usually is that new tight front, or I shouldn't say new, but it's becoming more popular now, I guess. Same thing you guys run.
What is, in the time that you've played all the way back to youngest days to today, what is the biggest change you've seen in that, that line play, where it's, just on the line as a whole, offensive and defensive line, and the battle that goes on there? What has been the biggest change in the game? Because it seems like things change in the game of football. How much can they change at that close combat? Have you seen change there from the time you played to now?
As far as the way the O-line is played, it doesn't change. It's going to be the mentality. It's going to be who's the bigger man, who's gonna come out on top. You know, that's a battle every time. But the players are what have changed, and what I mean by that is they become bigger, they're more athletic, they're faster, they're stronger. I mean, it's just a different bird out there now. As everybody's fighting with a lot more power and a lot more leverage and a lot. I mean, there's just more strength, more force, and so I mean, the game has changed that way.
On the offensive line, how beneficial is high school wrestling to the offensive line?
Oh, it's huge. I love wrestlers. If I could get a bunch of wrestlers, we'll be all right. One is leverage, one and foot, their technique and everything. But the main thing is, from a wrestler to football or any sport, doesn't really matter. It's the fact of you not giving up. You can be on your back an inch away from getting pinned, and let's see who has the guts to get out of that thing. And you take a near fall instead of a pin, and we'll change this match around real fast.
I love it. The guys were talking about their wrestling careers earlier in the show. Out of Ryan, Gabe, and Vincent, who you wrestling?
None of them. No way. No, even in my prime, I wouldn't do it. And now I'm old.
Yeah, things change the older we get, doesn't it?
No doubt.
Ryan, anything else for Coach?
Nah, I think I'm all right.
All right, so Coach, now we're getting ready to turn the page to incredibly serious, focused. It's all looking ahead to August 31st at this point now, here in the next couple of weeks. So as you've had just a very short amount of time to get accustomed and things like that, what's your one major goal to accomplish before August 31st?
To make sure I know my players. That's the main goal to me, is make sure I know who these guys are, why they do what they do, what they're fighting for, what they're here for, what their main goal in life is, and how I can reach them and make sure I know what they need from me to make sure they're getting to where they need to go, whether it's academically, whether it's football wise, whatever it may be. And whether it being a father, a coach, a dad, whatever it may be, I want to make sure those kids, those guys right there, those young adults know what I do, and able to see this and make sure that they're ready for whatever it is. The next year of football could be the next year in life, whatever it is, but I got to make sure I know who they are so that they're ready for their next step.
And then lastly, I got for you is, with you being so new, we got to get to know you too. Tell us a little bit about your family and what you're bringing with you to Richmond.
All right. I've got my wife, Janine, who we met at SEMO. She was coaching softball at SEMO when I was coaching football there. I know it's another name. I get it, Ryan. I'm sorry. And so she's coming down, and we have two daughters. One of them just turned 11. Her name's Bryn, and then my other older daughter is 12 years old, and her name's Leah. We're trying to figure out school districts and everything right now, and that's going to be a move, and finding school, finding a job. It's just one of those stress things that we'll figure it out.
Yeah. And, but I think you'll learn, as you probably already have started to learn. Richmond's a great place. And all that, there's a lot of good that you're coming to, of course, as well. And just a little note in your ear, if you're looking for a church, I pastor one in Richmond, so hit me up. I'll give you information.
Yeah.
All right. Coach, again, welcome to Richmond. We're excited to have you, excited to cheer you on this year, excited to see how the O-line shakes out, who ends up winning the battles and things like that as well. I don't typically ask coaches too much as far as in these shows about, who's going to play where and all that kind of stuff. So I won't put you on the spot there, but we're excited about it, man. We're excited about the guys that you got back, the guys that are going to jump in and earn playing time as well, and things like that too. So thanks for taking time for us today in your busy schedule, and good luck with the move, and let us know if you need anything.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
Not a problem. Eric Ravellette, new O-line coach at EKU. Looking forward to seeing how everything shakes down there. Okay, Ryan, things move on, man. When do you guys get into your series, like your full week practices? This like August?
I think, we start camp in July, I believe.
Okay.
Like end of this month.
Yeah.
But we're still doing workouts throughout the week. So we've really started back today.
Let's see here. Next week, the plan is to look at wide receivers and DBs. So we're going to get interviews out for Coach Cox, Coach Watson, and request out for Trey Gooden as well. We'll see how that shakes out. And that's the plan for next week, to have them on the program. And we continue to go through, get these position previews done. We've still got them. We've got tight ends and quarterbacks still to go as well. And the hope is that we get Coach Walt Wells on after we're done with the positions and talk to everybody there as well. I mentioned this today on social media, man. I was looking at the rosters for EKU men's basketball and women's basketball this week. I just want to say shout out A-Dub, Coach Todd. Like, they're putting together quite the teams for the coming year. Of course, A-Dub had that, returning group last year and all the expectation, and it's almost a whole new bunch this year for the most part. And outside of Tay and Turner, and there's a couple other guys. So I just want to go ahead and put that bug in everybody's ear. Like, the basketball teams, both of them, they got some great returning players for the girls basketball team as well. So they're going to be fun to watch. I have not looked at the other rosters on the other teams yet. I know baseball's in that, that process. We'll learn a lot more about them later in the summer, but nonetheless, a lot of good things ahead, I think, at EKU athletics, especially in the coming few months for sure. We still got to meet the new AD. Have you got a chance to meet the new AD yet?
I'm not. No.
Okay. Yeah. Maybe the episode we've got Wells on, we'll get him on too, and try to meet him also. And yeah, man, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. I'm telling you two things. First of all, that Kylan interview a couple weeks ago got me so amped up for the football season, like just amped up. And then talking to Matt this week, Matt Jackson, like same thing. He was just talking about the past, but still, I'm like, man, I can't wait to see guys back out on the field playing again and stuff like that. I'm looking forward to it, man. It's going to be a good time. August 31st will be here before you know it, Ryan. You'll be down there in Mississippi and eating, what was that? Dixie Queen. And yeah. Oh, man. All right. Anyways, cool, man. All right. I'll talk to you off air. I got some big plans, man. We gotta get Gabe and Vincent back on the air again. That was fun. Anyways, okay, that's all I got. All around roofing ky.com. If you live in Central Kentucky and have issues with your gutters, siding, windows, roof, whatever it is, you got storm damage or you just need a fresh look, check them out, give them a call, and that'd be great. RighteousFelon.com. I didn't talk about them today. They're a jerky company, and if you use the code STOVE15, you're going to get 15% off your purchase. And it's phenomenal stuff. I got some of my favorite flavors right behind me here. Great stuff as well. Social media, follow us at Sports Stove. We're going to continue to push out some content, and that Matthew Jackson documentary, we'll have a name for it soon and start promoting that as well. It's going to be really good. I'm looking forward to that too. So, anything else, Ryan?
No, I'm all right. This was a great show. I had a whole lot of fun. It's always good when my friends are on, especially some of my great ones.
Yeah, I'm starting to think that the three of you should have had your own show this whole time. Like, I don't even know what I'm doing here. Yeah, it was fun. It was fun. All right, friends, tune in Wednesday night if you like fantasy football talk and Major League Baseball talk. Me and Dad have a show every Wednesday night at 8 p.m. right here, wherever you're listening to this right now. So you can tune in there. Sunday nights is the Sports Stove Fantasy Baseball show. And giving you fantasy baseball advice every Sunday night at 8 p.m. as well. And of course, every Monday night, check us out right here as well. We'll keep you going, getting ready for the season. Thanks for tuning in tonight. Appreciate everyone as always. Until next time, we'll see you around the Sports Stove.